I saw the other players from Europe, also America. Their eyes are almost like animals. It's like must to be champion. Then I felt, this is totally different game.
Okay, hello there and welcome to this episode of the Total Waterpolo Podcast. We've got really interesting guests lined up today. Japanese water polo have really captured the world's imagination with their innovative playing style, but we almost never hear from any of their athletes, so it's high time to change that. I'm really excited to welcome Yusuke Inaba today to the show. Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Good. How are you enjoying your trip to Europe, firstly?
First, I've been in Zagreb a lot of times, so for me it's nothing special, but here's a beautiful city and I'm really happy to play here in World Cup. So really, totally, I'm really happy.
Good. And we'll talk about your trips across Europe, and obviously you're playing for Trieste at the moment. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But first I want to start at the beginning, and I want to know about how you got into the sport. How did you start playing water polo? How old were you? Things like this.
First, I started swimming when I was 2 years old. Then I have my brother. Then my brother started water polo when he was 8 years old. Then his coach asked me that you want to play water polo. Then I tried to play water polo. Then it was really fun. Then I interested about water polo. Then I started when I was seven years old.
Were you any good when you started, or did you just enjoy it for what it was?
Yeah, first 1-2 years it was just for fun, but after 3 years I improved from the coach, from the other players. Then, when I was 9 years old, there was a championship under 12 in Japan. Then the result, my team result was second place in the championship. Then I got some. It was best 13.
From you're in the best team. 14, yeah. Good. And you said that you were playing for a junior team. Are there a club? Are there lots of clubs in Japan? How does it work? Are there clubs concentrated in a small area, like around Tokyo, or is it all up and down the country?
Yeah, everywhere.
Everywhere?
Yeah, everywhere. Then, but in Japan, there are 2 times championships in the year. So only 2 times. That is only 4-5 days. So it's totally different between Europe and in Japan.
And is that the same for adults and when you're kids, or is it different? Is it the same?
Yeah.
It's the same. So basically, you train a whole year to play for 10 days, 10 days or 12 days.
Yeah, but I want to play in more games, so I go out from Japan, then I play in Europe.
Of course, okay. Look, as I said at the top, us in Europe, we don't really know anything about Japanese water polo, and you've just mentioned it there. Are at the senior levels, are the teams professional? Are the players paid to play, or do they have normal working jobs?
No, in Japan there isn't a professional team.
There's no professional players.
No, everybody are amateurs.
Okay.
Everybody has job. Then after the job, they train.
Okay. Okay. And for the team that are here in Zagreb, apart from you guys who are professional, do they have normal jobs as well? The guys that are part of the national team?
Yeah, everybody, yes.
Yes. What's the best job that maybe someone does in your team? You know, what kind of jobs have we got?
Yeah, I don't know.
No. Okay, no problem. Are the games ever televised? Are they ever on TV? Can you watch it on TV in Japan? The games.
Yeah.
Yeah, and is it good? Do many people watch it or?
And not many people because the water polo is really difficult sport for Japanese people, and maybe most of the people doesn't know how is the rules. So it's still in Japan. The water polo is still not popular. Sport.
Okay. Well, one event that was sure to raise the profile and make it in focus was the Olympic Games in Tokyo, and there's so many things that I want to talk about with you about this. I kind of don't really know where to start. But this was your first Olympic experience.
Tokyo Olympian.
Tokyo. Yeah. Okay, so maybe can we talk about maybe a few years before the Olympics when you realised that you could be playing at this competition? What was it like building up for that training and having a home Olympic Games to really be your target?
It was my first experience about Olympic Games. Then it was totally different than another competition or some match, because when I saw the other players from Europe, also America, their eyes are almost like animals. It's like must to be champion. Then I felt, this is totally different games. Then I played. It was there was some big pressure, and also I got nervous. Then I couldn't play. For my opinion, I couldn't play well totally in the Olympic Games, but it was first experience, and we won against South Africa, and the Japanese team won in the Olympic Games. It was 32 years ago. Then it was we made some history.
Yes, yeah. You talked about the pressure there.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of pressure because of the Olympic Games, but particularly because it's a home Olympic Games in front of your friends, what would have been your friends and family. In the lead up to the Olympics, was there a lot of pressure put on you guys, the national team? Was there a lot of excitement from people? Were people finally talking about water polo? This is an interesting sport. Maybe we might go and watch this at the Olympics. Or was it not?
Yeah,
really
unfortunately, they aren't public people. So without public people, then in the pool, during the game, totally silent. So it was, for me, it was a little bit. It was really strange.
Yeah.
And nobody say nothing. Just the voice from the coach on the bench.
Yeah.
Then we played. Then we finished. This is Olympic
No
Games.
clapping.
Yeah.
No.
Just during the match, I just felt pressure, nervous. Then after, it was a normal game. It was like this.
Yeah. Obviously, we're talking about the COVID pandemic that stopped people going, and it was postponed for a year, and some people didn't know whether the games would actually be played. I read a few places that a lot of people in Japan didn't actually want the Olympics to be played after obviously they were excited beforehand. As soon as COVID hit, they weren't that keen on the game. They didn't want the games to be played. Is that true, or is that not really true? They didn't want all these thousands of athletes.
Yeah, I think
flying
it's not true.
Not true. They still wanted it to. Good. I'm glad you've cleared that up. And something else you mentioned there. At the end of the final whistle, it was quiet, no clapping, no anything. You would go back to your hotel, and you'd stay there. You wouldn't be able to go anywhere because you'd be in isolation.
Yeah, there was some problem. Not water polo. Some who got medal, maybe judo or something. We couldn't go out from after the village, and one guy who got a medal that he was second place, and he go out, and it was he got out around Tokyo. Then everybody took his photo. Then why he can come here during Olympic Games? It's impossible.
Yes.
After the Olympics, it was a big problem. News.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's obviously a really difficult time, and the deal is that if you come to the Olympics, you're going to stay isolated.
Yeah, everybody stayed on the rules. But
was that difficult for you guys to be isolated? What did you do to pass the time? Were you allowed to be with your teammates playing cards or something?
It was like this in the room. We played the card game. Talk. It's what we were talking about everything. But it was a good time.
Yeah,
for team building and to know each other. It was a good time.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry for the others from outside, because in Tokyo Olympic Games it was Olympic Games, but not only for play, also for visit somewhere, to see somewhere, but it was nothing. So for this,
I totally understand what you mean. The Olympics were held in London in 2012, and I was about 10, 11, 12 at that time, and I remember being so excited because I had loads of tickets and I went to watch all the games, and it was amazing going around the city, going around the Olympic Park, and I felt really bad at Tokyo because I knew how special that was for me, and all of the fans obviously miss out on that. You mentioned obviously that you beat South Africa. That's obviously a good result, a first win in 32 years, as you said. But there were other pretty decent results as well. I mean, the USA game, you lost by 2, which is nothing. You lost by 1 against Greece, the eventual silver medalist, which is in perspective is incredible. So although you didn't make the crossovers, you must be really proud of how you and your teammates performed on the big occasion.
Yeah, but for me, the most important thing is to win.
Yeah.
Okay, even if we played good or amazing, but we never win against big team like Greece and Hungary, Italy, or some big team. So we must improve something more. Okay, Japanese water polo is amazing. It's a totally different way, but we need something more from Europe. Yeah.
And well, you say that. It's great to hear you talking in that way. But before Rio, you hadn't qualified for an Olympic Games in 32 years.
Yeah.
And obviously I know you qualified as hosts in Tokyo, but now that's 2 back-to-back Olympic Games, and you'll be the next one. So that will be 3. And that's a really good stepping stone for the national team, right? And so you must be optimistic and confident that you can keep building and keep getting better, right? You talk about that you need something more and you want to win.
Yeah, also we must stay together more times, because now totally 8 players playing in outside of Japan.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's difficult to training together. So I don't know. Now it's 2023. So now it's okay. Still earlier to.
You've still got time. Yeah.
To prepare Olympic Games, but maybe before Olympic Games we have time to improve training together. So maybe it will be good.
Mm-hmm. And it is a problem really because you've got so many players playing outside of Japan, which is great, playing in some of Europe's top leagues and elsewhere, which is what you want. The standard's good, but also you want to be together. So you kind of feel like maybe a bit of progress needs to be made in terms of improving water polo in Japan, so that people can the level increases there and improves there. Do you think like that could happen? It'd be good to happen, but whether it will happen is maybe the question, right?
Yeah, it's for me. Okay, in 5-6 years I'm playing in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
So now for me it's normal about European water polo, and it's normal. But the others for the others not normal, because they must learn how is European water polo, and what is the difference between European water polo and Japanese water polo. But for me, if the other players playing in the Europe, maybe it's gonna be great for the team, for each other, because we can play both style, European water polo and the Japanese water polo. I hope it's gonna be like this in the team.
Yeah. We hopefully. And you've said that you've spent a few years playing in Europe. Obviously, Japan have a very specific style of play, a very attractive style of play. Everyone loves watching Japan. But when you go and play for your club, and you're now at Trieste, you don't play that way in attack or defence. Maybe not so much now because you've been there here a few years. But when you first arrived, was it difficult for when your coaches were saying, actually, we want you to stay goal side when you press, and we want you to play this way? Was it difficult for you to adapt to the way that our clubs and we play? Okay,
at first, my first club was Budva in Montenegro.
Yes.
And I was not a player of the national team.
Okay.
Then, that moment also I didn't know how is Japanese water polo, because I never joined national team. Also,
you weren't
even also training.
You weren't in the junior national teams?
Yeah, junior, yes, but it's totally different.
It's different from the senior national team, you'd say? Okay.
Okay, that also because the coach is different. Totally, he just said that we played like a national team, but not. He didn't explain us well.
Okay.
Just play like this.
Okay.
So it's like about. Then also Japanese junior national team. It's most of attack is a counter-attack.
Mm-hmm.
But the difference is not perfectly Japanese defense. So it was, I just played what I can do. It's not Japanese water polo, but not total European water polo. Just like in the middle.
This is really interesting. So you're Japanese, but basically you were maybe, is it fair to say, brought up playing a European style, or maybe like a mix of the both?
Yeah. Then when I arrived in Budva, then when I played the first game in Budva, I felt what is this? This is a total different between Japan in the Europe, because everybody is big and powerful.
Yeah.
Then I couldn't do nothing.
Yeah.
Then I felt I must cover something, because I'm short, I'm small. Maybe I must cover maybe some legs and high quality shoot and some assist. It's like this. Then I training alone after the training. Then I improved a lot from the teammate, also the coach.
Mm-hmm.
Then I improved by myself.
Good, good. May I ask how you got that transfer to Budva? How did you, if you weren't playing for the senior national team, was it at the junior world champs maybe that they spotted you, or was it elsewhere?
No, during the Budva,
Uh-huh.
the coach of the national team called me during the season for the national team. Then I back to Japan. Then I played World League. Then I got top scorer and young best player. There was some academy.
Yes.
Then Romanian club called me that year. Then I played 2 years in Romania. Then after I moved to Quinto in Italy. Then now I am in Trieste.
Nice, nice. And are you enjoying Trieste at the moment?
Yeah.
You didn't want me to bring it up, but I'm going to bring it up. You've got a few scars above your eyes. As you've mentioned, in Europe, it's very strong, the physicality.
Yeah.
Sometimes you take a hit in the face, but you're enjoying the challenges of playing in Europe.
Yeah. For me, it's really exciting, because I want to play water polo in the Europe. Then I can play high quality water polo in Europe, and Italy is one of the best championship in the league in the world. Then I'm learning every game. Then after the game, I always it was not good situation, and then I understand everything from the game, and then I'm still growing up in this way.
Nice. Okay, we're going to come on to some quick fire questions just before we finish. Honest answers, obviously. Maybe the answer might be different when we do our next podcast. But which Japanese team is the best? Which club is the best in Japan?
Club?
Yes, yeah.
In Japan?
Yeah.
There are two teams, top teams.
Okay.
One team is my team. Also, okay, in Japan, I'm playing in Japan also, because amateur team I can play. Then one is my team. The name is Bourbon. Then
as in the drink, Bourbon.
No, Bourbon. It's one. The name is company name.
Okay.
Yeah, they made some drinks, also snacks.
Okay, right. Yeah. So it's
I don't know. It's
but there's no link or anything.
No, yeah.
There's no link. Right. Okay.
Then also another team is the name Kingfisher 74.
Okay.
It's his team.
Okay. So when I ask him in a minute.
It's always there's international Japanese championship in 3 days. In generally on October. Always on the final, his team against my team. Then always some good match.
But if I had to ask you for one, which team is better, Kingfisher or Bourbon?
Kingfisher.
Yeah,
okay. Because most of players from national team he's not happy. Happy with that. Yeah. We are like a challenger.
Yes.
Always, yes.
Good. It's good that there's a rivalry at least. Yeah. Okay. Who is the best Japanese water polo player of all time? Can you maybe give us a name of maybe the best Japanese water polo player?
I think Kan Aoyagi.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was amazing.
Yes, yeah, and he was the best. Would you say?
Yeah, he played in Italy, Montenegro, and also I don't remember well, but he played a lot of teams, many teams. Then also he played the Champions League, and he led champion in Montenegro, and now he's coaching in Singapore. He was a amazing player.
Great. Did you ever play with him, or
no?
He's quite a bit older. Right?
He was a coach, my coach.
He was your coach, right?
Yeah,
okay, fine,
club, yeah.
Fine, okay. On a slightly similar note, who's the best player you've ever played against?
Japanese.
No, anywhere.
In the world. Yeah. Come answer because many players.
Okay, is there a team? Maybe is there a game that you've come out thinking that is the best team I've ever played against?
I don't know, it's really
too many,
yeah,
too many good teams. Okay, fine. Okay, what is your favorite food?
Food, sushi.
Okay, what kind of sushi?
Sushi, tuna, nigiri. I like the most to eat nigiri, tuna,
yes,
salmon.
Okay, the sushi in Italy. Opinions?
No comment.
No comment. I'm sure.
Yeah, I tried a few times in Italy, but it was totally different. I cannot say anything because
you can, but you're being sensible. I'm sure. Let me put it like this: I'm sure they would feel different about the pizza if they came to Japan, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll leave it. We'll leave that there. Do you have a favorite movie or Netflix show or anything like this?
I like on the Netflix Last Dance episode of Michael Jordan.
Yes.
Yeah. I watched a lot of times.
Is that is he a role model of yours?
Yeah.
Would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
I want to be like him.
Okay.
Yeah, about water, not basketball, about water polo.
You want to be the Michael Jordan of water polo. I like that. That'll be a good quote. That'll be a good quote for this show, I'm sure. Okay, out of your teammates in the national team, who's the worst one to be a roommate with in the hotel?
Roommate?
Yes, to be in the same room with.
I lie.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I don't know. Okay, I arrived here 7th of March. Then he arrived 5th of March.
Yeah.
Then he sent me a message. Hey, it's the same room. That's great.
Yeah, and you weren't as happy about that as he was. And is he messy?
Yeah, because he's play also left side the water, so we can talk about the match also in general. So it's
okay. I'm sure. Well, I'll ask him the same question later and see what he says. Okay, who's the funniest player on your team? I think I know who my one is, but I'll
funniest player. There are two players, I think. For me, the goalkeeper, Katsuyuki.
The hilarious. He's the funniest. He's the funniest water polo player I've ever met.
Also, captain Toi Suzuki.
Yeah,
he's also funny.
Yeah. What I love about Tanamura is that he's always smiling.
Yeah.
He's no matter whenever I've got a camera in front of him, he's always like smiling.
Yeah.
He's like a clown. He's
a
clown, and obviously a great keeper.
Also in the water, he always make fun.
Really, in games.
In the games also, yes.
In the games, really. What sort of things does he say? Can
Once,
you repeat them on
during the penalty? He make laugh who shoot penalty, then he missed. Then I was amazing because penalty also the important is mentality, no?
Yeah.
Then maybe he said that I will break mentality. Who shoot penalty? Then he make laugh. Then he missed. I won.
Good. I like that. I like that. Okay. If you were a tour guide and I was flying into Japan tonight, and you were my tour guide, where would you take me? What is one place that I need to visit if I go to Japan?
maybe in the Tokyo.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
specifically
obviously, yeah.
anywhere in Tokyo? Is there any nice parks? Or don't tell me the Tatsumi Swimming Center or
Okay, in the Tokyo, or maybe I bring you Skytree. They call it Skytree.
Skytree.
Yeah, tree is the tower.
Mm-hmm.
The tower is 634 meters. You can go inside until.
I don't think I want to go
for-
to that actually.
for-
Maybe.
For maybe 400 meter, then you can see all of the Tokyo.
Mm-hmm.
Also, even if there's good weather, you can see Mount Fuji.
Nice. Okay, not quite as tall as this
No,
building that
more-
we're in,
more,
but
yeah.
the view's good nonetheless. Okay, and we got two more questions.
Okay.
If you could teach me a word in Japanese, and our listeners maybe, and make sure it's PG, so make sure it's a polite word, not something dodgy. But if you could teach me a Japanese word, what would it be? Maybe with something water polo related, but not necessarily.
This is a hard question because first, arigato, because Japanese people always have respect, polite, everything. Always someone do for me. After I always say arigato. Thank
Arigato.
you. Arigato. It means okay. Thank you. Maybe everybody knows about this, but for us it's very important. Okay, even a few little things. Someone do for me little things. I always say arigato. This is respect. This is the most important thing in Japan, because maybe in Japan someone doesn't say thank you. Maybe someone understand he doesn't have respect or something. This is the most important thing, I think.
Okay.
Okay, it's a
Arigato.
funny thing. It's maybe difficult, huh? Because long time I didn't speak Japanese. I almost forget.
You've just got so many other languages. You're just so
Yeah.
good at everything else that you forgot. What's the word for water polo in Japanese?
Water polo. Suikyu.
Soikyu. Good. Okay, well, that's the most, for the people listening, that's the most important one. But okay, and last question that we speak to all of our guests and we ask them this is to tell us something about yourself that maybe we don't know, maybe some hobbies that you have when you're not spending hours and hours training in the pool.
Yeah, my I like to do fishing.
Okay.
Yeah.
For the sushi?
Yes. Okay. In Japan, I never tried fishing in Italy, but in Japan, I catch fish. Then I cook in when I back to home. Then I cook sushi and tempura. Many Japanese food I cook.
So cooking is okay. Good. Well, Yusuke, arigato. Arigato for joining us. You've been amazing, and thank you very much. And hopefully we will speak to you again soon. And thank you guys for listening and watching. Just a reminder before we leave, you are entitled to 10% off at Wear Water Polo by using our discount code podcast10. So enter that at the checkout for a discount, and make sure that you follow us and you subscribe on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all the information going on in the water polo world. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we will see you next time.